In today's video, I talk about how striving for excellence in all that we do cultivates self-esteem, and the self-esteem of successful people arises from a sense of competency and care in everything that they do or create. Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. In case you're new here, my name is Mike and I'm a Kung Fu and Tai Chi teacher based out of Boulder, Colorado. On this channel, I share inspiration and strategies each week around topics such as personal growth, self-care, and mindfulness to help you live a more masterful life that is both intentional and fulfilling. So if you're new here, please consider subscribing. And before we move on to today's topic, I want to quickly plug my newly rebooted Instagram page. A few weeks ago, I decided to commit to posting daily content for at least 365 days. At this point, my intention for the page is to post daily original quotes that are motivating, and hopefully they can provide a little inspiration for some contemplation and self-reflection. So if that sounds interesting to you, I'd love for you to check it out and show some support. So without further ado, let's continue with today's topic of how striving for excellence cultivates self-esteem. Truly successful people always give their all to everything that they do. They derive their self-esteem from a sense of competency and care. They don't do things with little or only partial effort. They'll just choose to not do it at all. And if you think about it, this is the kind of self-esteem that is self-generated, meaning it's not dependent on external factors. For example, it's not something that can be taken away from us by someone or even given to us by someone. It's all about how we choose to show up in the things we do. So successful people are conscious about where they commit and invest their time and energy, because what they do or what they create becomes a reflection of them. So in a way, they can't feel good about themselves if they're just putting in enough effort to get by, because they know they're not giving 100%. Because of this, successful people are self-motivated. It matters to them that they show up with competency and care towards everything they do or create, whether it's something simple like brushing their teeth to an artist creating their next masterpiece. They take pride in the doing itself. They will give their absolute best. It's not about money or fame, for example. They'll intrinsically show up with excellence whether or not they are rewarded externally. That is, if they decide to commit to doing something in the first place. It is through this process that successful people develop their self-esteem and feel fulfilled and energized. Now, some of you might be thinking that our self-esteem should have nothing to do with what we do or create, and that we just want to be loved for who we are and not what we do. That our sense of self-worth shouldn't be tied to our performance in any way. And so if this is you, I would encourage you to ask yourself why the idea of fully putting 100% of yourself into the things you do, into the things you say yes to, bothers you. I know for a lot of people it's because they're not actually doing what they want to be doing. So of course it's going to be hard to find the motivation to show up with competency and care to do things that they don't even want to be doing in the first place. And for some, the idea of committing and giving their all to something is scary, because what happens if they give 100% of their care and their effort into something and then fail? They fear the devastation of falling short of the expectations they have for themselves, or even the expectations of others. But the point is, if they give 100% and then fail, it forces them to face their sense of inadequacy or worthlessness. So it feels much safer to just not commit, to not give 100%, because then in their minds, they can still tell themselves, well, if I had really wanted to, I could have. But ultimately, this lack of commitment just erodes at their self-esteem. And lastly, some people just believe nothing in life ever works out for them. So fully committing to things, putting in 100% effort, just feels like a waste of time. It's like adding insult to injury. Again, it feels much safer to just not have to face disappointment by not truly trying. And so if you feel like you're not putting 100% into everything you say yes to in life, I encourage you to explore why that might be. Because if you're not taking pride in all that you do, if you're not striving for excellence and showing up to things with competency and care, it's actually preventing you from cultivating self-esteem and having a sense of personal success and fulfillment. So it's really important to examine this. Many people don't even fully commit to the things they care about in life. And perhaps even more people commit to some things but do the minimum to just get by in others. I would say I'm guilty of this sometimes myself. But I've come to learn through experience that it's so important to be fully committed to doing everything in life well. Just as I tell my students how we're able to show up for our practice reflects how we are able to show up in life, how fully we show up for one thing in life reflects our capacity for how fully we are able to show up for other things in life. And so when we commit to giving 100% into everything we do, we become someone that can do anything well. I believe we are powerful manifestors, and so when we do things just well enough to get by, that is what we will attract from the universe. We'll attract a job that's just adequate. We'll attract physical health that's just adequate. We'll attract relationships that are just adequate. I don't know about you guys, but I'm looking for an abundant life, not one that is just adequate. And as Yoda said, do or do not, there is no try. Either commit all of your energy into something or don't, but don't half-ass things. There's no trying. Trying is just a way to give yourself an out so that you don't have to face the possibility of failing. It's just an excuse. So if you want to cultivate self-esteem, you have to strive for excellence in everything that you do. Whether it's something small like brushing your teeth or doing the dishes, to things you don't even feel like doing in the moment but have committed yourself to. Either take pride in doing these things well or choose to not do them at all. It's much better for your self-esteem and sense of personal success if you say no to doing something than to do it with minimal effort or care just to get by. This is where having a mindfulness practice can be super helpful. Remember, if you fully commit your energy towards something, it's impossible not to grow and progress in whatever it is you're putting that 100% effort into, whether it's a relationship or your business or your health. And if you do that with everything in your life that you say yes to, everything that you do or create, I believe you will live a truly energized and fulfilling life. Okay, that just about wraps up today's video. Thanks so much for watching. I'd love to hear from you. Leave me a comment down below letting me know whether you feel like you take pride in everything that you do or create in life. And please give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new and would like to receive inspiration and strategies like this each week. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one.